Hey everybody, Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we are having a delightful round two conversation with Jessica Soul. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me back.
Definitely. I always love catching up with our former interviewees and get here a little bit more about what's going on.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me back.
So for those who don't know, last time we got to chat with you about your new single, Good and Goodbye, and today we're going to chat a bit more about the actual full EP release, I guess.
Yes, I'm super excited about it.
So my first question is how from Good and Goodbye, how is your selection process changed, or I guess adapted in releasing a whole EP, or did you have it picked early?
We had all the songs picked early, so
Mm.
when I go into record an EP and pick the songs, we pick all the songs for the entire project, and then from there we go and decide what the singles are going to be.
Okay, so yeah, you had it already kind of laid out, I guess.
Yeah.
So with the full release of the EP, what are you hoping fans are gonna take from it?
Honestly, I'm just hoping that listeners will hear the music and they'll love it as much as I do, as much as my team does. And I hope that they hear their own stories and the lyrics and the music and they can relate their own lives and their own experiences to the music.
And I listened to, I think, pretty much all the tracks now. I think I got through them all. One of my favorites. Have you released the set list or track list at all? Like, do people know the names of these things?
Yeah, I think I have. If I haven't officially, I've definitely posted about them all online. So,
Okay, just wanted to, I didn't want to spoil anything because we're
oh
coming
no,
up to the
spoil
release.
away. I'm so excited.
So one of my favorites actually was the In the Name of Tequila, because that sounds like you get like a fun night. And I was wondering if is that a true story, or is that something you've done on occasions?
Oh, yeah. In the Name of Tequila is so much fun. I wrote that with Maddie Corinne. She's a fellow tequila girly, fellow Ontario Canadian country artist. She's one of my really, really good friends. And so I brought that song title to her and I was like, I want to write a love song for tequila. And she goes, perfect. I love tequila. So we really just drew from our own experiences and friends' experiences and came out with like a really cool tequila party girl song.
It sounds like a good girls' night out kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And now that we're actually, so last we got the chat was kind of coming into the winter months a bit. Now we're coming into like a full on summer, it seems like, with the heat waves and everything. Are you
Yeah.
excited to get out there and see some live music?
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm so excited. We're actually going to Boots and Hearts this year. We've got Friday tickets to see Hardy and Nickelback, so I'm really excited about that one. And I'm also playing a lot of live shows too myself, which I'm stoked about.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be at Boots myself this year to cover that, so that'll be fun.
Amazing.
Hardy and
Yeah.
Nickelback was definitely a good one on
I'm
my list for
so
sure.
pumped for that.
And then I mean, you can't beat the classics like Tim McGraw and Keith
Oh,
Urban,
of
all
course.
those.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to see those guys too
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. So are you? So you said you're playing some live shows. Do you have anything? You have anything interesting you're gonna put out there now, or have you released all your dates?
I have, they're all on my website. I've got my release party actually this Saturday coming up, April 22nd in Toronto, which I'm super excited about. That's going to be hosted at Supermarket. And
Okay.
then going into the summer months, I'm playing some Canada Day shows across Ontario. I've got some festivals in and around like the Shelburne, Mount Forest area, which I'm excited about. I love this area. So it'll be great to get out and sing some live music and see some friends.
Is there a festival or anything you're more excited? Like that was a dream festival you wanted to hit that you're hoping to be playing at?
You know what? I have been really, really excited to play more shows up north. So I'm super stoked. I'm playing Canada Day Festival in Parry Sound this year. That will be super
Oh,
fun. Right on the
yeah,
lake.
yeah,
Yeah.
that will be fun actually. That's actually one place I haven't been to in quite some time.
That you haven't been to?
Yeah, I haven't been to Perry Sound in quite some time.
Oh, Parry Sound is fun. My phone always autocorrects it to Party Sound. And I was like, honestly, kind of true.
Makes sense too, yeah. So with the new EP, I always like to ask because I'm assuming it's not always the easiest when you're putting together your track list. Is there some tracks that were harder to flush out than others?
Um, I feel like when you're picking songs for an EP, you always want to make sure you're picking the right songs. So we did have a longer list of music. I wrote a lot of songs thinking about this EP. And then we picked kind of like our favorites and then got to a top 5. And I feel like the 5 feature songs on this EP, we've got some acoustic tracks as well. So there's 7 songs coming out on it, but the 5 fully produced songs on this EP are some of my favorite songs that I've written so far, which is I'm so excited to have them out into the world. So yeah, it's definitely a process, and it's a fun process.
And what's the track that you're more excited for people to hear, like your favorite track kind of thing on the list?
One that's not released yet.
Well, let's go with that.
Okay, one that's not released yet that I'm super excited for people to hear. It's kind of a tie between Fun While It Lasted, which is going to radio this Friday, or One More Shot. From the people I've showed One More Shot to, they all agree that it's a great tune. So I can't wait for the rest of the world to hear it.
It's almost like picking your favorite. It's hard to
You
do.
really, it's so hard to pick a favorite song.
hmm
And tequila obviously holds a special place in my heart too. So
I mean, yeah, because you can't beat those nights. That's for sure. That's one
no.
thing I can't drink much more tequila in myself.
Oh, yeah. My husband and I just got back from our honeymoon, and the whole week we were there, we were just drinking margaritas.
That'd be fun, actually.
Yeah.
That actually is a good question to ask. How is balancing music and marriage?
You know what? It's Jordan and I have been together for so long. We're coming up on 10 years almost, and music has always been a part of my life. And um, to see my husband kind of be so excited and encouraged and so supportive is just like the best feeling in the entire world. And I'm so excited that I could like get to share my passion with him and have him be so excited about it. He comes to all the shows and he tries to get out to as many events as he can. He actually came out to an event a few weeks ago, the AM to FM live emerging artist showcase, and he had the best time. He was telling everybody, he's like, I'm so glad I came to this. Like, it's so cool to meet other people in the industry. And so it's great. It's been a lot of fun.
No, that would be fun. I try to get my wife out to some shows with me sometimes, but it's a little hard with a new little one here, so we can't do as much, and it makes me interesting. But if I can get her out to some music. So another question I have then too is everybody has their own way of dealing with, stress and trying to figure out things. What's something that keeps you grounded, or like something that you do to keep yourself on a good path, especially when it comes to music?
Um, I think just always remembering why I'm doing this and remembering to not compare myself to things that I haven't accomplished yet, because I feel like everybody's on their own journey and nobody's path is going to be exactly the same. And sometimes it gets tough to keep encouraging yourself and to remember those things. But I have like a note of like inspirational quotes on my phone when I'm getting really down on myself, and I read that, and it helps a lot to just remember why you're doing it and stay true to who you are.
And I mean, I know we talked a bit about why music last time. So that's a good focus point, is to keep on track with that for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any hobbies that you try to use to distract yourself sometimes too, when you just can't focus on music for a few minutes?
Yeah, I have been doing a lot of reading actually lately. I when I was younger, I read a ton of books, and then over COVID, I didn't read as much actually, but it's kind of strange to like say that out loud now because we all had so much downtime over those first few years.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of last year up until now, I've read so many books, and honestly, it's got my mind off of when I just want to escape. It's the perfect way to just dive into a different world or a different universe. And then sometimes books actually inspire songs. So I've written a lot more solo music since I've started reading a lot again.
Yeah, so that's one thing I can't bring myself to sit down and read a book. It just that I can't mentally sit there, even though it's probably really great and you dive into a whole universe. I'm always thinking about other things that I could be doing at that time, and it's just so hard to sit and
Totally.
distract myself that way.
No, I hear that. Yeah.
hmm Do you have well, okay, so another balance question is how hard is it for you putting too much of yourself into your music? That holds
How
some
hard?
back. Yeah, do you try to hold some back of your personal experiences and or just throw your whole everything into your music and this is me and
No, I throw everything into my music. It's very hard for me to not be in like a creative and like working state of mind. And when I'm creating, I just put my entire existence into it.
hmm. Has your process changed dramatically over the years from writing, when you were a little bit younger now to writing now?
I think if you do something enough times over and over, you're going to get better at it, obviously. Like writing is almost like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, not the easier it gets, or well, maybe the easier it gets, but like the quicker it comes to you. But I don't think my process has really changed too much. It's always just been me and my guitar and an idea. Co-writing has helped a lot with that as well. Being able to bounce ideas off of other people has been kind of a game changer for my writing process.
Yeah, imagine, especially with COVID, all the options for Zoom writing and things like that opened up worlds of different avenues for you.
Oh yeah, like I was writing with people on the other side of the country. I was writing for with people from Nashville, from all over the States, all over Canada. It was
Mhm.
awesome. It's so cool. And Zoom writes are still a thing now. I hadn't done a co-write in person before COVID, so I'm doing a bit more in-person writing with other
Okay.
people, which is I like it better than Zoom. I feel like I was getting burnt out on Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom can be a lot. I mean, I get to have fun with some of these interviews, but when you get, 10 or 15 booked in a week, you're sitting in front of a camera the whole time and it gets to be a lot sometimes.
Absolutely, I hear that. Yeah.
I actually had to cut myself down this week. I think I booked 10 in 3 days last week or
Oh
something
wow.
like that, and I was just like, "No, I can't do that again."
You're busy.
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, there's
That's
always
good
something
though.
going
Busy is
on.
good.
Mhm. So, one of the questions I like to ask, and it's hard because, I've asked you some questions previously, so trying to come up with some new ones. Who are some artists that you're, checking out and you're seeing come up that you're excited to see more about or hear more about?
Like independent artists or
Just
people?
just anyone that's kinda catching your ear right now. Could be independent, could be people
Okay.
that are just releasing new songs that you're really vibing with.
I'm listening to a lot of Charlie Puth and Kelsey Ballerini right now. I'm a big fan of both of them.
Mhm, I love Charlie, he's amazing.
He's awesome and all of his music is so fun. When I'm driving to the studio or to a gig, I listen to his albums because his music is honestly so good to warm up vocals to.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I would yeah, it makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
Little things you don't think about.
Totally. I mean, the album Voice Notes is one of like my staple albums that I listen to before I have a show because the range is like so big and his voice is amazing and honestly it's just fun to sing too.
Mhm, and I always love the way he puts things together too, like the Jimmy Fallon interview he did where he took, like, a cup and made a whole thing out of it. Like, that
Or the
blows
light
my
switch
mind.
thing.
Yeah,
It's so
exactly,
cool, huh? I know. I'm
and
like, I wish I could do that, but
I keep on thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna buy, Fruity Loops or something and just try to start doing that, but then my mind just can't wrap itself around that right now.
I know watching his TikToks and how he creates music from like just like a random sound, I'm like, I don't understand how his brain works. I'm like, I
Mhm.
wish I could do that.
Yeah, and you fall down a rabbit hole with him sometimes, start watching
Oh
so
yeah.
many, and it's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. I've done that a bunch of
Mhm.
times for sure.
Is there who would you say would be like an independent artist coming up that you're listening to then?
An independent artist. You know what? You know who I've been loving lately is Megan Dawson.
Okay.
She's from the west coast in Canada. I think she's out in Alberta. And she's doing incredible things right now. And she's the sweetest and she's got great music.
That's actually I've heard the name, but I haven't listened to anything, so I'll definitely have to check her out.
Yeah, check her out. She's great.
Is there a song that you like specifically that I should focus on?
Let me pull it up. She just put out a single, but the one before it, she has the cutest music video that she put out. And it's called Kissed Me Like That.
Kiss Me Like That right now.
Yeah, Kiss Me Like That, Megan Dawson. I love that song. I love the video. It's so cute.
Mhm, no. I always look for new music and try to hear different things, and there's so much out there. It's just I miss things every so often, so it's great to hear from other people for sure.
Absolutely, and there's so much great music in Canada.
Mhm. And, like, that's kind of rolls into another point is, what do you think of, like, the music now with everything blowing up? Everyone's releasing songs and festival season and all that stuff. What's your opinion on things right now?
I think it's great seeing the music industry coming back in full force. It's all the music coming out is so good. All of the live music opportunities, like all the festivals, all the shows, all the just everything that's happening, and people are so excited to get back out and listen to new music and discover new artists. I think it's amazing.
Mhm. What do you think it takes to stand out? Because there is a lot of oversaturation these days and trying to find something that step as a step above someone else.
Yeah, I think that just comes down to being true to who you are because nobody's gonna do your own artistry better than you, right?
Mhm. No, it makes sense. I mean, if you believe in it, there's no reason someone else shouldn't believe in it.
Exactly. If you believe in your music, you love your music, then people are gonna believe in your music and love your music as well. You'll find the people that are there to cheer you on for sure.
Mhm. If you weren't doing music, what would you be doing instead?
I was actually talking about this the other day because my mom and I we're big weather people. We love to predict weather and like we love storms. And I'm like, honestly, I feel like I'd be a meteorologist.
I mean, that could be fun.
I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Like we're boaters as well, so we're always like checking the radar and like checking out like what's going on with the weather today and like predicting weather patterns. So
Mhm, and I mean, like, Instagram too, you're out on beaches and you're doing all kinds of fun things and just out there experiencing the weather and the world, and
living life.
yeah, I wish I could I'm a redhead, so I go out in the sun and I don't tan, I instantly either go red or pale white, it's together.
Okay, I usually tan, and then the first day we got to Jamaica last week, Jordan and I we put on sunscreen, but we still burned so bad. Oh my goodness. The burn and it lasted for days. I couldn't sit in the sun for like 2 days. I was like, I feel like I'm wasting time here because I can't sit in the sun.
Mhm. See, that's I would love to go somewhere like that, but I just feel I'm gonna be the same way. I'm gonna be a crispy person sitting in my room the whole time, just going, "Oh my god, what
I
did I
know. And
do?"
then you're like sitting there, you get into the shower head and you're like, my skin hurts so much.
Yeah. Is there a dream place you wanna travel to?
Oh yeah. I would love to go to Italy.
Italy. That actually would be really nice. I think my
Yeah.
wife's been there actually. She's done a whole Europe trip herself with her mom.
We haven't done Europe. I would love to. And when we were talking about our honeymoon, I was like, well, we could do Italy, we like the south of France or Italy or something like that. Then we thought about it and I was like, I feel like we should just sit on the beach for a week and just not do anything.
Yeah, that's just the whole not doing things, especially when you're a busy person, is always a nice relaxing
Totally.
thing.
Yeah.
Except for when you can't shut your mind off and you're like, what can I do now? What can I do now?
I know, honestly, we just sat by the pool or sat by the beach. We didn't really do much while we were there, which was great because this week is so busy with the EP coming out and the weeks leading up to going away, I was like planning the release party and getting everything in order to go to radio before we went away for a week. So just to have like a week of nothing was amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, I imagine there's probably a lot too with the digital age of music. There's so many different places you have to kind of make sure you have your foot in that pathway.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot to remember. So many releasing music is a process and it's a lot of work and it's so much fun. Um, so I guess at least finding work fun is what's great about it.
If you're not doing something that you love, then why are you doing it?
Exactly.
Do you find it hard to balance some of the digital aspects of being almost your own business at this point?
You know what? Not really, because I've always used social media in a way to market myself. I was doing some social media influencing in college and stuff, and so I've always been posting that way on the internet, and I kind of like know what works for me. So it's I don't find it too hard to balance and in that way at least, yeah.
Yeah, at least you have your head wrapped around some of the finer points of things for sure.
TikTok's one that I haven't been able to figure out yet, though.
I don't think anybody, unless you hit that one viral thing, I don't think anybody properly figures TikTok right away.
I know. I feel like I don't know if there's an algorithm, and if there is, I feel like it's changing all the time.
Because I'm still like I have a TikTok going and that, but sometimes something will hit and the rest of it will miss, and it's all over the place, and I just don't know where to
It's
go
like a
with it.
lottery, honestly.
And then you have all the like the banning that's potential in the US and things are going to
Yeah,
be
I was
happening
hearing
there.
about that. But
Yeah, they want the Chinese government basically to sell it to the US, so they're stealing our information, I think is the gist of it.
oh, okay. I see.
But who knows? I mean, we're selling our information every time we use Facebook or anything like that anyways.
True.
But yeah. Well, still, we don't want to diverge too far off of music at that point, but so another question I would like to ask you is what is something you might tell to an up and coming artist at this point? You've been out there a little bit now. You've had
Mhm.
some experiences. What's some experiences you would tell other people about to keep an eye on?
Some of the best advice that I've gotten as I've been kind of working on my career and working on my artistry is, well, first thing I learned from somebody was to always be kind to everybody you meet, because people are going to remember kindness. And then another piece of advice is always give that extra 10% when it comes to your music, when it comes to your artistry, when it comes to like everything. Just that extra 10% is the difference between something good and something great. And you always want to strive for something great.
Yeah, something that is a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's
If you're not,
something I got last year.
yeah, if you're not doing the best at what you can do, I guess, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I don't have a whole lot more written down here for you. Actually, who's a dream collab you want to get with
A
some at some
dream.
point? Like to do a duet with or something like that. That's always an interesting one because people have such unique ideas for them.
Right now, I think that would be Kelsey Ballerini.
Okay.
I'm loving her music, her new album, and her EP she dropped I guess about a month ago now, is so good. And I'm loving everything she's doing right now. And I'm just obsessed with her music. So to be able to collab with her would be such a dream.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm picturing, you guys on a track together because you guys have a certain sound like between you guys and it would blend really well, I think.
Thanks.
Hmm. So we'll see if we can we'll tag her in this and see if we can get you some extra eyes on for get a collab out of that.
No, maybe she'll call me up.
We'll see if we can make that happen for sure.
Perfect.
So with the new EP coming out, you said that's a track on that one?
Sorry?
Did you say it was seven tracks on the new EP?
Yeah, so we've got the 5 studio tracks, and then I've got Good and Goodbye, the acoustic version, and then we've got an acoustic song called Trust a Man coming out as well.
Okay. So is there plans to, play that live for a bit? Or are you going to start working on a new project right away?
Oh no, I'll be playing this live all summer. I'm so stoked about it.
Nice, that'll be fun. And I mean, hopefully I have my team across the board, so we'll see if we can get out to catch you live at some point.
Absolutely, yeah. Let me know.
Actually,
I'd love to hang out.
we might be able to do something in Toronto, actually. I'm trying to think of who I've got there right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, on top of that, like I said, I don't have much else because this is just a nice kind of catch up conversation and see how you're doing and see what's going on. Is there any kind of final tidbits, words of wisdom you might want to leave to people before we?
Yeah, just thanks for listening. Thanks for following along on the journey. I'm super excited to get out and play live and see everyone this summer. And I hope that you love this EP that's coming out just as much as we do. So just thanks, I guess. Thanks for being there.
For sure. And we're going to make sure we link everything and we want everybody to go download, listen to, save, buy the EP, wherever they can possibly find it.
You can find it everywhere.
So we'll do our best to link as much anyways. And
Perfect. Thank
then
you.
hopefully, maybe we'll run into each other at Boots on the Friday and get
Yeah.
to say hey, because I'm going to be there the whole weekend looking busy as hell. So
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we'll be there Friday for sure. So we'll get together.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll sign off. You enjoy the rest of your day and I'm sure we'll have another conversation at some point.
Yes, it was great catching up. Thanks so much.
For sure. All right, take care.
Bye.